Shein's meteoric rise is a phenomenon that has redefined the fashion industry. Founded in 2008 as a small online retailer in China, the company initially focused on low-cost wedding dresses, but over time, it evolved into a global fast fashion juggernaut. Today, Shein ships to over 220 countries and regions, serving millions of customers daily, particularly targeting Generation Z and millennials who are hungry for trendy, affordable clothing. What sets Shein apart is its uncanny ability to predict and respond to fashion trends faster than almost any competitor. Unlike traditional brands that plan collections months in advance, Shein relies on a real-time approach. Social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest become a constant source of inspiration, where Shein's design teams monitor what's trending and swiftly translate those trends into new products. Every day, thousands of new items appear on the Shein app, giving consumers the thrill of discovery and the fear of missing out. Its user interface is designed to keep shoppers engaged for hours, with flash sales, limited-time discounts, and daily notifications that make buying feel urgent. Even the packaging and website aesthetics are crafted to feel sleek and modern, creating a perception of premium value despite the low cost. This combination of accessibility, speed, and trendiness has helped Shein capture the loyalty of young shoppers, making it one of the fastest-growing fashion brands in the world. The foundation of Shein's success lies in its ultra-fast fashion business model, a system that operates on speed, data, and mass production. Traditional fashion brands often work on seasonal cycles, releasing collections months in advance, but Shein bypasses all of that. Designs move from concept to production in just a few days, allowing the company to capitalize immediately on emerging trends. The process begins with small batches, testing which items resonate with consumers through clicks, shares, and early sales. Once a product proves popular, it is mass-produced at lightning speed to meet demand. Data analytics plays a critical role, with algorithms tracking customer preferences, purchase patterns, and even geographical trends to forecast which items will sell best. This minimizes inventory risk while maximizing profit margins. The company also keeps costs extraordinarily low by outsourcing production to factories with flexible labor practices and by avoiding traditional marketing expenses, instead relying heavily on social media virality and influencer partnerships. The result is a business model that feels almost unstoppable: constant novelty, affordable prices, and a direct pipeline from trending designs to consumers' wardrobes. However, the dazzling facade of affordable, trendy fashion hides a darker reality: labor exploitation. Many of the factories supplying Shein are located in regions with weak labor protections, where workers endure grueling conditions for minimal pay. Investigations have revealed long hours, unsafe environments, and even instances of underage labor in some facilities. Employees often face extreme pressure to meet production quotas with forced overtime and little to no breaks. The demand for ultra-fast production leaves little room for ethical practices, as speed and profit dominate every decision. While Shein markets itself as a friendly, aspirational brand, the human cost behind a $5 dress is significant. Each purchase fuels a system where workers' welfare is secondary to rapid turnover and low prices. Customers enjoy the thrill of endless variety and affordability, but behind the app's polished interface, there is a stark reality of exploitation. A reality that raises difficult questions about the true price of fast fashion and the ethical responsibilities of both corporations and consumers. Shein's impact on the environment is staggering, and it's a consequence of its ultra-fast fashion model. Producing thousands of new items every day requires massive amounts of raw materials, energy, and water, all of which leave a heavy ecological footprint. Cotton, polyester, and other fabrics are sourced in bulk, often through processes that are far from sustainable. Cotton cultivation consumes huge amounts of water and pesticides, while synthetic fibers like polyester are petroleum-based and non-biodegradable, contributing to long-term pollution. When these cheap garments are discarded, they end up in landfills or incinerators, releasing toxic chemicals into the soil and air. Shein's global shipping network adds another layer of environmental strain, as millions of parcels are transported across continents, each generating carbon emissions. Fast fashion's very nature encourages overconsumption, meaning clothes are worn only a few times before being discarded. The result is a cycle of constant production and waste that strains natural resources and accelerates environmental degradation, raising serious questions about the long-term sustainability of such business practices. A significant point of contention for Shein has been its tendency to copy designs from independent creators and small brands. Many small fashion designers have reported seeing their original ideas replicated and sold at much lower prices by Shein, sometimes within days of posting them online. This rapid replication is possible because Shein operates a data-driven, highly flexible production network that can churn out new styles almost instantly. While this approach ensures the company stays on top of trends, it raises ethical concerns regarding intellectual property. Smaller designers often lack the resources to challenge Shein legally, leaving their creative work vulnerable and undervalued. The practice not only undermines originality in fashion, but also fosters a culture where speed and profit are valued over creativity and fairness. As a result, while consumers enjoy access to an endless variety of stylish clothing at low prices, the cost to independent creators is the erosion of their ability to sustain their craft and earn a living from their unique designs. Beyond its environmental and ethical issues, Shein has also cultivated a culture of consumerism that encourages overconsumption. Its marketing strategy is designed to make buying addictive. The app's layout is visually stimulating, featuring flash sales, countdown timers, and endless scrolling of new arrivals, all of which create a sense of urgency. Social media platforms amplify this effect, with influencers showcasing Shein's latest pieces in short, highly shareable videos that make trends appear immediate and irresistible. The company taps into a psychological loop where shoppers feel the need to constantly update their wardrobes to stay fashionable. This promotes impulsive buying habits and the accumulation of cheap clothing that may be worn only a few times before being discarded. By fostering such habits, Shein reinforces the very cycle that drives its ultrafast production model, ensuring that consumer demand remains high, waste continues to mount, and the consequences for both people and the planet are perpetuated. Shein's marketing strategy is a masterclass in targeting Generation Z and millennial consumers. Rather than relying on traditional advertising, the brand has embraced social media as its primary channel, turning platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube into powerful tools for driving sales. Influencers and content creators are given free products or small commissions to showcase outfits in highly engaging, shareable videos. The algorithmic nature of these platforms ensures that Shein's content reaches a wide audience, often going viral within hours. The brand also leverages user-generated content, encouraging customers to post their own looks using hashtags and challenges, creating a sense of community while simultaneously promoting the products. This approach makes shopping feel less like a transaction and more like participation in a global trend, enticing viewers to buy not only for personal style, but also to fit into a social narrative. The combination of peer influence, social validation, and instant accessibility creates a powerful psychological loop that keeps consumers returning to the app, feeding Shein's rapid growth and dominance in the fast fashion market. The culture of overconsumption fueled by Shein has significant implications for consumer behavior and society. By producing inexpensive, trendy items at breakneck speed, the company encourages shoppers to view clothing as disposable. The thrill of acquiring new pieces frequently becomes addictive, fostering a mindset where the value of garments is measured by trendiness rather than quality or longevity. Consumers often buy multiple versions of similar items, wearing each only a few times before discarding them. This not only contributes to textile waste, but also normalizes unsustainable shopping habits. Young shoppers, particularly those influenced by social media trends, are most susceptible, as they are constantly bombarded with content suggesting they must keep up with the latest styles. The consequences extend beyond the environment. It impacts personal finances, shifts cultural perceptions of fashion, and creates a cycle where fast fashion dictates lifestyle choices and self-expression, rather than the other way around. Shein has also faced numerous controversies and legal challenges that highlight the complexities of its operations. Beyond labor and environmental concerns, the brand has been involved in lawsuits related to intellectual property theft, copyright infringement, and unsafe product claims. Reports of underage labor, unpaid wages, and poor working conditions have sparked public outrage, prompting scrutiny from governments and advocacy groups. Despite these issues, the company continues to expand rapidly, often responding with superficial sustainability campaigns or pledges to improve labor practices. But critics argue these measures fall short of meaningful reform. The combination of aggressive growth, questionable ethical practices, and minimal accountability has painted a picture of a company that prioritizes profit over people and the planet, raising important questions about the true cost of the ultra-fast fashion empire that Shein has built. Looking toward the future, the fast fashion industry faces increasing pressure to reform, and Shein sits at the center of this debate. Consumers, governments, and advocacy groups are demanding greater transparency, ethical labor practices, and environmental responsibility. Some brands have started experimenting with sustainable materials, slower production cycles, and recycling initiatives. But Shein's ultra-fast model makes large-scale reform challenging. The company has announced efforts to improve sustainability and monitor its supply chain. Yet critics argue that these steps are insufficient to address the systemic issues inherent in its business model. Meanwhile, consumer habits play a crucial role. Without a shift toward mindful purchasing and valuing quality over quantity, the cycle of overproduction and waste is likely to continue. The future of Shein and fast fashion as a whole will depend on whether ethical responsibility and sustainability can be integrated into a model that thrives on speed, low costs, and constant novelty. As Shein continues to dominate the global fashion market, its story serves as a cautionary tale about the true cost of ultra-fast fashion. While the brand offers affordability, trendiness, and accessibility, these come at a significant cost to the environment, workers, and independent designers. Every purchase contributes to a cycle of overconsumption and exploitation that raises important ethical questions for consumers and industry leaders alike. The allure of cheap, trendy clothing is powerful, but the hidden consequences remind us that convenience and low prices often mask a deeper, darker reality. Fast fashion's billion-dollar empire may be growing, but the sustainability of that growth and the legacy it leaves behind remains uncertain, challenging us to consider not just what we wear, but the impact of our choices on the world around us.